You okay, Cullen?
I was trying to do like. I can't do it. I have not.
I don't know if I understand.
It's like a. I can't. That sounds like
Jay-Z, like the that?
No, like if you were like doing like beatboxing, you'd be like, and I can't do it like fast enough that it would be like a thing. Like,
Are you choking again? Do you need me to come Heimlich you?
Sounds like it's like, oh man, I'm gonna die. Welcome to Bracket, the only show where we take a bunch of shit, face it off against another bunch of shit to see what the best shit really is. I'm your host, Cullen Jennings, and joining me today is John Abbott.
Hi, it's me. It's John, and I like to play video games sometimes. Do you?
And don't forget about Jesse Knowles.
Hey, I'm Jesse. I'm the lone survivor of a raised village, and I am now currently wandering the world to try to find my purpose.
Jesse didn't answer me if he likes to play video games.
No, I hate video games.
And Emmy-nominated creator, savior of Cullen's life, Greg L. Mercer.
Hi, I'm Greg L. Mercer. I probably should have played some video games in my life to prepare for this, but I haven't, so...
That's good. That's good. Well, this week we have a special guest. We have Chris C.J. Johnston, senior games producer at Adult Swim Games and host of the Player One podcast.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be here. And I have the best job because I play video games for a living.
So if we rip your heart out and eat it, we gain your power, right? Because that's what I want to be doing.
A job's not really a power.
Yeah, we get his power, but we don't get his job.
Yeah.
It's not...
I mean, either way.
Friendships over fatalities. I mean, come on.
Sure, that makes sense.
All
Yeah,
right.
Kirby's not on this list.
That's true. So we're doing the 16 best video game protagonists this week, and I'm going to jump right into it. In round one, we got Master Chief versus Samus Aran. We've got Gordon Freeman versus Shell. We got Cloud versus Sonic. We got Mega Man versus Nathan Drake. We got Leon S. Kennedy versus Commander Shepard. We got Mario versus Joel. We got Lara Croft versus Link, and Solid Snake versus Sora as our anime entry of the week for the season of anime. And it looks like Greg is in the hot seat this week, so
Tremendous.
he can't change his vote, and he has to go first.
I have to vote first, right?
Yeah. So we'll go right into it with round one: Master Chief versus Samus Aran. Who cares to take a stab at it?
So Master John Chief of the Halo franchise. He's as far as we know, a man we've never seen under that helmet.
Yeah.
Samus, we know all about her. She's great.
Well,
That's it.
We don't really know all about her.
You can see, I'm pretty sure you see, the back of his head in one of those games. It's been a while.
Do you?
I haven't, because I haven't played any of them.
He is... There are other Spartans, but he's like the last living certain kind of Spartan, which is like superhuman genetic testing and such.
I thought the whole point to not showing his face was that so that the player could project himself as Master Chief.
Sure, but
Real
they have
dumb
there's
reason
still
to
a
do
story.
anything.
I don't know if if they've ever said that's the reason, that's a bad reason, because they've pretty much gone to great lengths to flesh him out as a actual character.
I mean, yeah, I'm probably wrong on that.
Well, multiplayer is all the chiefs, right? Everyone
Right.
gets to be Master Chief.
Sure, except for
Yeah, you're minor Chief.
Halo
actually.
2, you could play as Arbiter alien elite guys.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
You got your Master Chief, your Doctor Chief, Professor Chief.
Bachelor Chief.
For
Yeah.
a long time, I could not, for some reason, I couldn't remember the word arbiter and kept thinking he was an arbitration. And I was like, that's a lawyer. That's a type of lawyer. So I would just call him the arbitration
He's
alien.
an alien lawyer.
And that's what he's there for. He's trying to stop Chief from blowing up all this shit.
Samus is a bounty hunter,
Yeah.
according to all the bios about her, but we never
she-
actually.
Yeah.
She doesn't really.
She is. I do know what she is.
What?
She
Go.
She is also a part-time ball.
That's
boy.
true. She turns into a ball a lot.
But like, I don't know if she's ever been bounty hunting in the games, right?
You do some bounty hunting in Hunters.
Okay, well, no one played Hunters.
As far as I've
wasn't great.
seen, she's like part of some kind of pseudo-governmental organization. Like,
No, I think
for the
they
man.
just pick her up when they need her. I don't think
Yeah.
she's.
so she's someone they call in.
She's
Yeah.
a merc.
She works for the man.
when they
Everything
need
about
somebody
this.
with big shoulders, they call Samus Aran.
Right.
Exactly. They're like, here, can you lift this heavy thing with your special armor? She's like, yeah, no problem.
She sort of had a reputation that's preceded her ever since she blew up one planet, and then she blew up another planet and exterminated an entire alien race.
They're like,
So-
hey, we need somebody to blow up a planet. Can we get someone to do that?
I mean,
That's kind of beyond fucked up, right?
There's no question I'm a Samus vote. Everything about her sounds cooler. I don't care about generic Space Marine. I care about cool, possibly trans lady out in space wearing Iron Man armor.
I do think it's worth mentioning though that for most of the games she's in, Samus doesn't talk at all, which I do think, if you're talking about the best protagonist, is something to consider. Like,
Yeah.
you can't.
She's
you
not the
can't
only
argue-
silent
So-
protagonist on this list.
Greg,
and-
also, she doesn't have a relationship with a robot lady.
Yeah, but that's for me to do.
Then play
the whole-
Master Chief.
look, Samus is important because up until that point, they don't. Up until the end of the first game, they don't actually show who's behind. Like, if it's a suit, if you're a robot, and like everyone was caught off guard by the fact that she is a woman, and like that was an important moment as an earlier video game, and a lot of people like look at Samus as like some sort of inspirational figure, and in my opinion, attaching a personality to Samus kind of ruins that for me. Because I mean, as corny as Other M was, it was even more unnecessary that they decided to flesh out this character and like give her these weird complexes with motherhood and stuff like it.
I don't know. What do you need to know about her other than her actions? She's cool.
You don't.
She's hard. She's badass. What more?
It's not-
I'm no question a Samus vote. Where's everybody
Yeah.
else?
Samus is my girl. I gotta vote Samus.
That's two for Samus.
I'm very bad at it, and I love it, and I'll say it over and over again. I love playing Halo. I'm terrible at it, and you will beat me at it. It doesn't matter. I actually like the story. I like everything kind of about Halo. But I also have spent many hours playing Super Metroid or Other M. I'm going to come out and say it, though. There's a lot of bad games that came from that, and a lot of games that I don't like to play, ever, at all, from the
Other M?
Metroid series. And I'm a Master Chief vote. There's just something about him. I don't know. I like it. I like it. I like that he dates Cortana, and not really, but yes, really. They're a thing, and you know it.
Okay, John.
I don't know. I like Samus more, but again, I think like it's this thing where like Master Chief is more fleshed out as a character.
I mean, who would you rather hang out with? Who would you rather kiss?
I mean, honestly, Master
are the
Chief is
bracket
kind of a
questions.
cool dude. Like,
Yeah, he's not as like super marine as you
he's
think
not-
you're thinking. Yeah.
he's not. He's not like the Space Marine guy from like StarCraft or anything. He's
Let me
like,
ask you this. Halo 5 is out, right?
Sure.
yeah.
That first trailer showed him wandering the desert with like a shawl over him.
Oh yeah. That
Why
has
does he
nothing-
need the shawl?
That has something. The game's that
His
was
Journey
just,
just came out.
He was
That was-
hiding.
Oh, that's a good
that was
point.
just a promo. That has nothing to do with the actual game. Like that's none of
and
that's
he was
in there.
and he was hiding.
Whatever. He's got super invisibility on his stuff, probably.
That's not.
You don't know how that works.
I've played Halo exclusively in multiplayer. The best part about Halo is Blood Gulch, and that's it.
All of Greg's video game opinions were formed in 2007.
That is correct.
I'm gonna give one to Master Chief, but I just want to see where this goes.
CJ, it's tied up. It's down to you.
I'm going with Samus because,
Yeah.
under that suit, Samus is, she's looking pretty good. Master Chief, he hasn't taken that suit off in how many years? Like, it's going to be like a
He's
wrinkled old
probably
dude.
stinky. We at least know that Samus has not had the suit on before.
Yeah.
Like, all right, fair
Zero
enough.
Suit Samus, that's, yeah.
I got that
she's
amiibo
awesome.
right
Badass.
here.
She's
Yep.
badass.
All right, Samus knocks out Master Chief 3-2. We got Gordon Freeman versus Chell.
Every single time someone has said Gordon Freeman today, my mind has wanted to hear Gordon Ramsay, and I don't
That's
know
who it
why.
is.
Yeah,
It's
same
Gordon
guy.
Ramsay.
Same guy. Gordon Ramsay, MIT professor who saves us from both the Vortigaunts, and then what even happens in Half-Life 2? I forget.
Half-Life 2 is the aliens
City
of one.
17.
Yeah.
No one cares. They just like playing it. Like,
yeah, I mean,
let's
Half-Life
be
2 is
for
just a
real here,
cool
everybody,
thing
guys.
that
No one cares about anything going on in Half-Life. They just like playing Half-Life.
I have some friends who are pretty into the Half-Life
Honestly,
story.
I think the stories and what happens in episode 2 and episode 3 are really, really good.
I haven't played them.
Or not
so.
3, sorry, because that didn't come out, but episode 1 and episode 2.
As established, all my video game opinions were formed in 2007. So, it's no question this isn't going to surprise anybody. I'm the biggest Portal fan that is alive today because I've killed all the others. I wrote several college papers on the game. I want to be Chell and hang out with robot friends, except that she doesn't like the robot friends.
Yeah, Greg, she does not like the robots.
But
you can't use that to your advantage.
Oh, I can, and I will. I'm a Chell vote. There's no question about that.
Like them.
It's not so much that she doesn't like them, so much as she just doesn't want to give them the satisfaction of the situation.
So she doesn't like it.
It's a complicated situation, and you're trying to boil it down to secure a vote, which you already can't secure. I'm a Chell vote.
I want to say a little piece on Gordon Freeman. I did not have a good computer up until recently, and I'd never played any of the Half-Life games. And I recently played through Half-Life 2. I still haven't played episode 1 and 2. But
you should.
I absolutely should. I played it because I was like, this is one of those big games everyone keeps talking about. I really want to see what this is about. And I was really, that game is aged kind of badly in a lot of spots, but I'm really impressed with that game. That was a really cool game.
2 is not especially easy to go back to in some spots, but episode 1 and 2 are way better than it.
Because they're far less focused on physics puzzlers, because the source engine, like the reason Half-Life 2 is so check out this is because like they just built that engine and they wanted to show it off.
I don't know. I think this is like a super interesting matchup, both by the same company, both silent protagonists, but like Gordon Freeman kind of like the master of silent protagonists because
He's the go-to.
Well, and like, not only that, but the first Half-Life was a big deal because they weren't telling their stories with cutscenes. It was characters talking to you in real time. And like, I think there's a lot of personality implied in both of these characters by how the other characters in the game talk to them. And I don't know who I'm gonna vote for at all.
We'll come back to you. CJ, where are you on this?
Startling admission, I was never really a PC gamer. I'm mostly console, so Gordon Freeman just did not really register on my list at all. Of Half-Life is not really a game I got into, oddly enough.
Imagine any rando from your college campus. That's Gordon Freeman.
But Chell, Portal is one of my favorite games of all time, and I thought when I saw the first trailer on that, I was going to get motion sickness just constantly during that game. And I agree with what you said, that Chell is really defined by the reactions of everything around her, and definitely the better game, in my opinion. Better character.
I think I'm gonna get in a vote for Gordon Freeman.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about some of the stuff they do with making you feel like you are forming a relationship with some of the characters in Half-Life 2 and episode 1 and episode 2, and I think there's a little bit more meat there to chew on than with
Absolutely
Chell.
There is. Yes.
Especially Portal 1, the first Portal game, definitely a GLaDOS show more than anybody else.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go Gordon Freeman.
Cullen, I assume you're also Gordon Freeman.
Joe doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, I'm much more of a GLaDOS fan overall against those two, and Gordon Freeman. Half-Life 2 rules. It just rules.
It's a very good game.
Gordon Freeman's my vote. Yeah,
Jesse, it's down to you.
So I said that piece on Gordon Freeman because I like both of these characters a lot. I mean, for being silent protagonists, these are two of the best silent protagonists I can think of. But Greg sold me. I've heard Greg talk about Portal and his ideas behind, or the way he sees certain things about the Portal games and about the relationship between Chell and GLaDOS. And as cool as Half-Life is, I'm way into that. I gotta go Chell.
I will say, Chell and Gordon Freeman are the most likely on this thing to meet, other than possibly Sonic and Mario, who have already met.
They've already, yeah.
They're Olympic buddies.
They are. That's true.
Chell knocks out Gordon Freeman 3-2. We got Cloud versus Sonic. Now, real quick, before Cloud was our last one that we ended up making the 16, and I'm now realizing we fucked up major bad because of the last round. John brought up the fact that both of those two characters were really big, that Chell and Gordon Freeman are huge silent protagonists, and we screwed up by not making Cloud Chrono. That's what I'm gonna say.
Oh, I like Cloud more than
No, you're wrong.
You will never, ever hear me badmouth Chrono Trigger, but I'm telling you, Chrono ain't got no personality. I'm sorry, man.
But Cloud versus Sonic.
This is tough.
Greg tried to ask me the question that I normally pose for entries in bracket,
right?
And I forgot to answer, and I'm ashamed that I haven't been asking it so far. But if I was ever going to ask it, it's between these two. Which would you rather kiss?
I'd rather kiss Sonic.
Oh my God, Jesse!
Jesse's furry.
I don't think Jesse's necessarily wrong.
I think Cloud.
Sonic has never in a day brushed his teeth.
That is 100% true. Here's the other thing I like about Cloud: lots of gender fluidity there.
I guess.
I don't know. Sonic probably make it fun. Cloud wouldn't be into it.
Smooching? Cloud's way into smooching.
Oh, he is absolutely is not.
Okay.
So the thing that the people tend to forget about Final Fantasy VII is that Cloud is a huge dork who isn't cool at all. He's like a dumb goof who fucks up everything all the time, and it's hilarious.
Right. It's interesting to see the fan interpretation of Cloud versus the actual in-game interpretation, because the game is about Cloud trying to sell himself as cool and brooding, and he's not.
I wouldn't say it's all just like fan. I wouldn't lay that all at the feet of the fans, because all of the marketing also goes against.
Yes, since Square Enix, everything has been going towards that.
Yes, Advent Children is exactly like that as well. As the Cloud is the coolest guy who's ever existed. Whereas if you go play Final Fantasy VII, which I am doing on my phone, not as we record, but like lately, Cloud's just this dumb dork. I love it. I think I'm gonna be a Cloud vote. I love Sonic with all my heart, and I, at this point, kind of hope he goes on over Cloud, but I've played a lot more Final Fantasy than I have Sonic games.
You know, I don't know what happened, but we've had a lot of Sonic show up in this show recently.
That's true. Well, one of the first things we did when we got out here to California is I said, hey, John, what would the best possible Sonic TV show be like? And then over the next month and a half, we planned out a full season of a dream Sonic TV show.
I could say some stuff about Cloud, but I'm not gonna take up your time. I'm just gonna vote for Sonic the Hedgehog, the blue blur.
It's 1-1.
The fastest thing alive.
He can really move. Who else got to vote?
I'm not especially into Sonic games. I've made multiple attempts to understand the appeal, and there's certain things that I really like about them, and there's certain things that I just come away from accepting that.
It's okay. You don't have to try to appease me. Sonic doesn't. It's fine. It's fine, Jesse.
But I want to like them. I think there's a lot of really good stuff in Sonic games.
Don't be like me.
Everybody wants to like the Sonic games.
Don't go down the path that I've gone down.
Final Fantasy is a baby of mine. I cradle the love for that series every day. Cloud is not a special favorite of mine, but I think he's one of the best things about Final Fantasy VII. So I got to go Cloud.
Colin, CJ.
I'm going to go back to the kissable question here.
Right, sure. The important question on the show.
Important one. I mean, you look into Sonic's deep green eyes and you just kind of melt over. Yeah. Cloud, I think his badass impression came from that one scene in the game where he's riding a motorcycle and nothing else. But I'm a Sonic vote. I think
he rides that motorcycle downstairs, doesn't he? Is that right?
He
can ride it wherever he wants to.
No, I think I don't think he rides it downstairs. I think the motorcycle's on the base floor.
You're thinking of the tool shed coming down the stairs.
I'm thinking of when Legolas surfed downstairs on the
I just want to point out that Cloud probably got too much emotional baggage going on to enjoy a kiss.
That was if my ears do not deceive me, right? That was a Sonic vote, CJ?
That was a Sonic vote, yep.
What a day.
Cullen, it's 2-2. It's down to you.
To lock it up here, I'm going to vote Sonic.
Oh my god!
That being said, I really just want to play Final Fantasy VII again, so I'm probably going to do that tonight.
It's really good on the phone.
Or you can get Final Fantasy IX, the better one.
Okay.
Yes, I agree with that. Final Fantasy IX, much better.
It can be the better one,
I'm gonna swoon.
It's not what I want right now. Sonic knocks out Cloud Strife 3-2. We have Mega Man versus Nathan Drake. Pretty much the same character.
Yeah, they just shoot everything they see.
Yeah, they have no remorse.
I fought tooth and nail to get Mega Man on this list, and I don't understand why everyone else was so down on it.
Jesse, I think out of at least the four hosts here, I think I have the most fondness for Mega Man after you. And I love those games. And I love Mega Man's design. But my main draw is, I love those games mechanically. I couldn't tell you at all what Mega Man's personality is supposed to be, besides he's the good guy who stops the bad guys.
Okay, so it's not so much about personality.
That wasn't necessarily... I guess maybe, they gave X some personality because there's dialogue in those games, but, I just don't, if you're asking me, for a fleshed out character protagonist, I'm wow, Mega Man's a robot who shoots and runs.
You're not wrong. Mega Man ain't, some powerhouse of personality. He never has been. I grew up with family members who were obsessed with Mega Man, and I kind of absorbed a lot of the knowledge of the series as a result. And, the interesting thing about Mega Man is, how they take the same, similar types of characters and just kind of put it in new different kinds of stories. The original Mega Man series is essentially a ripoff of Astro Boy, but X goes into some weird humanity type discussions, hey, are robots actually people? Is being self-aware, is that humanity? You are going to enjoy those games because those games are localized like shit. But Legends was basically an anime, and you have Battle Network, which was fucking portable device avatars attacking each other. I love all the different ideas that go into each version of Mega Man, and how Mega Man in one game is a person with robot parts, and in Mega Man in another game is a human copy AI of a dead twin brother.
Let me ask you this about Mega Man: Was he based on the appearance of Johnny Knoxville and Harrison Ford? Because I don't think so. Nathan Drake was, though. And,
Nathan Drake is Indiana Jones.
He was built. He was supposed to be a little bit lighthearted version of a rough and tumble later Indiana Jones, but younger style with Johnny Knoxville features.
Yeah.
And Mega Man's not that.
No, he's not. And they knock it out of the park.
And that's why I'm voting Mega Man.
And here's the thing. That's fine, Greg. We knew you were going to vote for the
I'm contractually obligated to vote for the robot.
Here's the thing that people want to keep telling me that, no, those games aren't that good when you go back to those games, and I just don't want to do anything right now but play the Nathan Drake collection.
Oh, I think
they announced today...
The first one's the only one that doesn't hold up.
Look, they announced the new one today's date, finally, and May 10th is when we're getting it, and I cannot wait any longer, and I'm going to explode.
People still love Uncharted 2 and somewhat 3.
3's fine. 3's got some dumb stuff, but it's fine. But that I want kind of dumb stuff in a treasure hunting wild extravaganza, and the thing is, Mega Man to me always to me was really fun when I got to play Mega Man X. The originals I used to play a lot, and then X did something for me that changed the whole thing, and I had a lot more fun playing X than I ever had playing the original Mega Man game, period. And then you get games where, Final Fantasy VI, for instance, you get Locke, the treasure hunter, and immediately I was attached to that character, and then years later I'm like, man, it'd be cool if there was another treasure hunter, and the PlayStation 3 came out, and I got Nathan Drake, and I played Uncharted 1 and 2 a lot, and I just really want to play him a lot again. And Nathan Drake vote for me, hands down. Sorry, Mega Man, you rule. I think your concept's great. Everything about you rules, but you're not Nathan Drake for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Mega Man vote. That's obvious, but like you're definitely right. Nathan Drake, without question, more fun protagonist. I think they nail exactly what they're going for with that type of protagonist. He's super fun, and I totally understand if he moved on.
It's 2-1, John. CJ.
Well, can Nathan Drake take on the powers of the robot masters that he defeats to use against further bosses? I think not.
What's crazy, what they don't tell you is that for every man Nathan Drake shoots, he gets the power to shoot another man.
he gets their bullets. That's gotta count for something. Like,
we don't know that he can't gain powers.
It's his own fountain of youth. That's why he's so rugged and handsome.
That makes sense.
But Mega Man is a robot, so he'll never get old, whereas Nathan Drake is getting a little bit long in the tooth. He's probably going to be an old man one of these days. So Mega Man vote.
Old man Nathan Drake.
Mega Man vote. John, where are you?
I'm giving it to Nathan Drake. Nathan Drake was the first time, like, I don't know. Nathan Drake came on the heels of all these like hyper serious video game characters, and it was really cool to see them have like a character who had a sense of humor.
He's fun. Mega Man knocks out Nathan Drake 3-2. We got Leon S. Kennedy versus Commander Shepard.
Both of these kind of have weird moments where they try to say some cool line and they sound like a total dork.
Do you mean everything either of them say?
That's what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
This is a complicated one because I think Commander Shepard, more than even, say, someone like Gordon Freeman or Chell, is the protagonist that is the most up to interpretation what they are like. And that, like, by the nature of the way those games are made, like, my idea of who Commander Shepard is probably very different than everyone else's here.
Here's the thing. I kind of disagree. I think that despite, like, being able to pick the gender and what he looks like and what, some renegade or paragon type actions, I think Commander Shepard's pretty well fleshed out as being this sort of like general, hero who's a little bit
I bet you and I played very differently because I played it like a straight up space cop. I played by the book.
Sure.
I was very much this is my job. I'm going to do this the way that I'm supposed to. And I imagine that you were very loosey-goosey with the rules, Greg Elmerser.
No, I was Paragon the full way.
I was also all Paragon.
I would argue that there's very little. That's what I'm saying. I think that there's not as much room for interpretation as people tend to expect of a generally customizable character. I
don't know. I think
let me ask you this
stuff. I think
that's what I was getting at. Who did you romance?
It depends on which point you're talking about in the story.
Let's go through the whole thing here then.
In one, I was with the blue alien lady,
Liara. Don't act like you don't know her name.
I don't, because I didn't really care for her that much. In two, reunited with her for a little bit, but then moved on to my real lover. I don't remember anyone's name anymore.
Just describe him.
The cool sort of like alien fish man sort of man.
Thane?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in three, spoilers, Thane ends up dying. And I don't think I actually ended up with anyone after that. I think I was like, nah.
Aww.
That was my, yeah.
Aww, that's heartbreaking.
I was with Liara. Well, I didn't play the first one, but I think I in the weird comic that it makes you go through for two, I was like, yeah, I slept with Liara. Why not? And then I was Garrus the full way through.
We can't devote.
This isn't come on, y'all. Give us some Leon facts other than his jacket rules.
He wears the greatest jacket anyone has ever worn ever.
Yep.
So Resident Evil 2 is the only Resident Evil that I bothered to play. I've watched someone play most of 4. I'm not that interested in it. I know it's the one everybody likes. That's the thing. I don't think I could tell you anything about Leon. He's handsome. My Shepard is always very attractive as well, so I'm a Shepard vote.
the fun thing about Leon, the big fun thing that sticks out to me about Leon is that, like, in 2, it's his first day on the job. Dude has never he's never done shit, and now like his whole police his whole station is dead, and now he's got to kill a bunch of zombies.
Like, is this normal? Is this how it usually goes? I don't.
And something happened in his life between 2 and 4 to turn him from this like weird, like, what do I do now kind of guy to like this slightly bored, slightly like super sarcastic.
He's so much fun. He's
oh
so
my
much
God.
fun. He's saving the day and having a good time doing it. He doesn't have the patience for the president's daughter being like, "Oh no, I'm scared."
He's like Nathan Drake if Nathan Drake was bored.
Where are votes?
Where was yours?
I'm Commander Shepard.
Okay. CJ?
I'm going to say Commander Shepard also because this is really like an infinite number of characters, right? I mean, you can customize and be whoever you want to be with Shepard. Leon Kennedy, just one guy.
There you go.
I was the shittiest fem chef ever, and I am totally into this. I'm a chef vote.
Oh no!
That's 3.
I don't think there's a wrong way to vote here. I'm gonna give one to Leon because I love that little goofball. But the thing is, I feel very strongly about my Commander Shepard. Like in my mind, she had a very amazing journey that I still look back on really fondly.
Jesse?
I'm also going to give a vote to Leon. I love my Shepard. I love Mass Effect a whole bunch. But Leon and I had some times.
All right. Commander Shep moves on by knocking out Leon S. Kennedy 3-2. Mario versus Joel.
Same guy. Look at
Joel
the beard.
from The Last of Us, for those unsure.
So we spent a lot of time discussing whether it should be Joel or Ellie in this bracket.
Which is a bonkers discussion to me because Joel's the protagonist.
I would say the definition of a protagonist is the one who makes the decisions, and I would say Ellie's the one who's sort of driving the plot forward.
No, Joel makes all of the important plot-related decisions.
Yeah,
in fact,
I think
the theme the game hedges on, and like all of the like big character arc moments are because of what Joel decides to do. There are some character emotional moments that are dictated by Ellie's actions, but Joel,
but I like Ellie better.
Joel progresses those stories forward.
That's not a problem.
Like the amazing thing, and I mentioned this before, but like the coolest thing about that game with those two characters is how strong those two are as individual characters as well as they are together. But like Joel's the protagonist. That game starts with Joel and what his actions cause for him in his life, and that game ends with a big decision by Joel that affects Ellie.
I would say Joel probably, of all the people in this bracket, the dude with the hardest edges. Like everyone else, for the most part, you can be like, yeah, they're pretty good.
Well, he's seen some shit.
Yes, Joel's also living in a world that necessitates that kind of like gray
Leon
area.
is literally dealing with bioweapons on a regular basis, and Joel has harder edges.
Jesse. Leon.
I'm saying, and Joel has harder edges than Leon.
But the only one that has a stronger, rougher time is Mario.
Sure, Mario's been
everything
through it.
He does, something keeps kidnapping something. He has to go rescue something. He's got to play sports with people when he doesn't really want to.
Either one of these characters can depend on their brother.
What genuine threats has Mario really faced? Don't say Bowser, because I don't consider Bowser much of a thing. I don't consider Donkey Kong much of an enemy.
Smitty.
Smitty was like the only thing I can think. He was the bad guy in Mario RPG.
What about viruses? You know,
sure.
He has. You've been sick. Mario's been there for you. Joel wasn't there.
I mean,
because everyone in Joel's world that gets sick gets turned into a mushroom head and eats you.
I mean, in Mario Galaxy, Bowser gets up to some bad shit, and he like blows up some stuff, takes the castle away, and all kinds of stuff.
He don't mean it.
This is really hard because there's no denying that it's a him, Mario. But
and if you want to think about, we've been talking about protagonists in a kind of traditional way, but if you want to talk about a video game protagonist, I think it'd be hard to find a character that people could recognize and identify before Mario in video games.
Sure.
He's been to the Olympics. He knows how to drive.
He's a plumber. That's an everyday savior. If you look, when you need a plumber, that person is a hero when they show up.
But has he fallen on a piece of rebar?
That's true. We've never seen Mario get impaled before. I'm gonna vote Joel. Nobody ask me why. I'd rather kiss Joel, that's for sure.
I mean, Joel's got to shoot.
He's got that beard I love.
Mario's a little stubby, creepy man.
Yeah, Mario's...
He got to eat a mushroom to become Joel's size.
Let me ask you this. One, how tall do you think Mario usually is? How old do you think Mario is?
They gave a canonical age for Mario, and he's in his 20s.
What?
No!
Oh, I don't like that at all. Yeah, I'm definitely a Joel vote.
Hey, so here's the thing. Joel has to spend every day of his life struggling to live against this world full of, like, weird mushroom heads. Mario can eat a mushroom and get big.
Uh-oh, true point.
That is a good point.
Mario just eats them.
Where are votes?
I'm gonna go Joel. Mario's maybe the most important video game character, but The Last of Us is like maybe the best written video game ever. It's like the best.
You're not wrong. Joel is the least recognizable protagonist on this.
But Joel's a human man. He's the best protagonist.
So is Nathan Drake. So is Leon.
No.
They're not human men.
Cartoonish exaggerations. Joel is like a real dude.
Like you probably know somebody like Joel.
Right. We don't know somebody like Leon. Like,
well, I'm like Leon, but
sure, no.
I'm a Mario vote. I love The Last of Us to bits, but this is a little silly.
I don't think it's silly at all. If we're talking about a protagonist and what makes someone a protagonist,
we're talking about a video game protagonist.
All right, Cullen, CJ.
I'm going to go Joel because he had to make much tougher decisions, and he lost his daughter versus Mario, who keeps getting his princess back. I mean, clearly.
It's like he doesn't even care.
Yeah.
Cullen?
Yeah, this never was a question. This was a Joel vote all the way down and through, 100% for me.
Wow.
Joel knocks out the Super Mario 4-1. Lara Croft versus Link.
Now,
both explorers.
If we had this matchup 2011 or so?
I don't remember when the reboot came out.
Would have been
sounds about right.
Would have been pretty one-sided. But now, some real competition here.
2013, I think. Actually.
CJ, have you played the new one?
I have, yeah. It's pretty great. And Lara Croft has seen a lot of rebar as well.
That's the important barometer.
So I don't have an Xbox One or a PC that could probably run it. And since it came out, I have never wanted a video game more that I've almost bought an entire console for over and over and over again. That last game, the reboot, was, in my opinion, one of the most perfect games that I had ever played. I love that game. I love her as a character. Even playing the awful old games, when Tomb Raider 2 came out, I remember getting so excited to put it in my PlayStation and freaking out that my mom was like, "Why are you even why are you excited about this big-breasted video game lady?" And I was like, "It's not about that." And I got really upset when the guy at the counter, when I went to go buy it, said that there's a naked code that you could see her naked. I wasn't trying to play it for that.
Did he say that in front of your mom?
In front of my mom.
Oh my God!
Here's the thing, and here's also the thing. Like, I grew up pretty poor, and getting that game was something that, like, I had saved all my money up. I was so excited to get this game. It came out a week. I got it like a week after it came out. They had posters up everywhere. I was so excited, and I saved up all my money all summer long to buy this game when it came up. And that guy dropped that on me right in front of my mom. And she looked at me like, "The fuck are you getting? What is this?" And she kept calling it the big-breasted game. And, like, I kept getting really, really weirded out by it. And
big-breasted game.
But
what would that game consist of? What is that? A platformer?
Her dying and falling off of terrible things over and over again. Because that's what you did in Tomb Raider 2. A lot. But come on, like, Link is classic.
Link is cool. John gives me a lot of...
You don't care about Link, Greg.
John gives me a lot of shit for finding Link attractive because, like, oh, he's like 10. And I'm like, he's not 10.
He's like 13, 14.
The oldest he has ever been is 17.
He's not wrong.
The oldest he has ever been is 17.
He's always 17 max.
I think he's cute. Stop me. I don't care. Whatever. Fuck
they
off.
will stop you. The police will stop you.
I'm not like outside Link's door right now. I can't. He's not real. But here's the thing, and I think I know how to win John over. I'm reading Wikipedia right now. The primary influence for Lara Croft is Tank Girl, so I'm gonna be a Lara Croft.
Wow,
fan.
then what a disappointment Lara Croft is, because Tank Girl rules.
Yeah.
I can't wait to slap you as soon as this is over.
I think I am a Lara Croft vote. I think that Lara is a really cool character that sort of represents a lot of the changes that have been going on in video games. I have never played a Zelda game. I think most of them are exactly the kinds of game. Like, I respect Zelda games. I think that they're interesting from a art and lore perspective, but I have no desire to like sit down and actually play one. If and when I do, that one that came out on 3DS is probably the one I'll do.
You absolutely should play that one.
I hear that's really good as just like how an action game should be.
Yep, it is a great game for people who've never played a Zelda game to play. I like the Legend of Zelda games a lot. I don't think Link is why people go to play those games. I think he's one of the weakest parts.
The weakest Link, you mean?
I don't get it.
Boy.
Is that from something?
Maybe.
I mean, like I've almost finished. I think, I don't know. It kind of just keeps going on and on. I've almost finished that first new reboot Lara Croft game, and I mean it's okay. It's fun for what it is. It doesn't do a lot for me like it did for Cullen, and it's not because it's bad. It's not because it's bad.
I need votes. We are
Lara Croft. No question.
I mean, if we're going by protagonists,
We are.
I gotta be a Lara Croft vote.
There it is, John, CJ.
I'm going Link.
Oh,
Yeah, because generation after generation, like he keeps getting reborn and having to deal with Ganondorf. That's some hardship right there.
He's like the Slayer.
Yeah, it's really. There's some interesting stuff about Link in the way that like he is in the games and the way Nintendo wants him to be this mascot character, but they keep making him this silent guy that there's some weird stuff about Link and the characterization of him.
Do you guys play as Link, or do you put in your own name and the character?
I always keep it as Link.
it depends. Sometimes I go back.
I put it as my own name.
The first game in the Zelda series that I finished was Ocarina of Time, and I played as Zelda. Which was very confusing at times.
If a game gives me a blank thing to enter a name, then I'll put in my own name. But if it starts me with a name and wants me to delete it, to change it, I keep like every Final Fantasy game, I keep the character names because they start with those names.
I always change in Final Fantasies. I imagine if I was playing Zelda when I was 10, Link's name would be Penis every time.
I'm gonna give a vote also to Lara Croft. Lara Croft.
Lawrence Croft.
Lawrence Croft knocks out Link 4-1. Solid Snake and Sora of the last round of round
What
one.
a matchup!
Same character.
What a matchup!
Solid Snake from obviously the Metal Gear series, and Sora from the greatest franchise of all time.
That would be Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
Solid Snake is very cool. Solid Snake starts as kind of your action movie spy thriller dude.
Yep.
And then becomes this like mentor figure to a new protagonist as Raiden.
That's right.
Raiden's the Mortal Kombat man.
Now I'm putting those two in the game together.
Same guy.
And then, Solid Snake is, if you want to talk about Metal Gear, Solid Snake's the proof that, you don't have to, you can learn from the mistakes of the past. He has overcome the stuff that Big Boss went through.
Go ahead.
Sora wields a Keyblade, and he's got big shoes. And
his best friends are Disney or fucking Disney characters.
Disney and Final Fantasy characters.
Disney characters. Sora lives on an island in that first game with just those two other kids, and I don't know if that ever got explained. I didn't get
Nothing really
Kingdom Hearts
gets
isn't
explained.
neither of these are series that explain things.
Oh no, Metal Gear explains everything.
Hey, here's something that nobody ever thinks about. There's one cutscene in the first Kingdom Hearts that shows that Sora has a mom on that island.
Huh.
Oh God.
Weird.
And she left her there to die.
We've never seen her.
So Kingdom Hearts came out in 2002. I would have been like 11, 12. I would have been in, I want to say I was in middle school. I was playing it, and that was, God, this is embarrassing. I feel like I've probably mentioned it on the show before. That was the first time where I was like, oh, I think maybe I have a crush on a boy. Which was
Solid Snake got the same reaction from most of everybody else.
As impacting of a moment as that was for me, I would much rather hang out with Solid Snake. I think he's more interesting of a character. I don't like much about the Kingdom Hearts franchise these days. I think it's all too complicated. I don't think it's fun to play. Whereas Metal Gear Solid, the one thing I can say for it is that, like, every one of them has been fun to sneak around in. And with a lot of them, once you get spotted, it turns into a shitty action game that isn't fun to play anymore, and the dialogue's incomprehensible, but they're always really visually cool, and I really like Snake, so I'm a Snake vote. Where's everyone else?
Important question.
Sure.
Which franchise has the best song, Snake Eater or Simple and Clean?
Snake Eater, no question.
Snake Eater.
Are you sure?
Yes.
He eats snakes. Someday you feed on a tree frog, John.
I like Simple and Clean, but in Japanese only because the English version sucks.
That's exactly the answer I was hoping to hear tonight. Sorry, I'm a Solid Snake vote. I think Metal Gear. I'm a Solid Snake vote.
I know that Sora knows, without a doubt, Kingdom Hearts is light, but I'm a Solid Snake vote. Solid Snake vote. Solid Snoke.
I'm going to be a Solid Snake vote because the last Metal Gear ruled, and gummy, or what is it? Fucking those gummy ships.
Gummy ships.
That's
That's the worst thing in a video game.
They fixed that.
No, they did not. I played it at your house on 0.5.
No.
1.5.
I mean, they fixed it in the later games. Yeah,
Look, it doesn't. Here's the thing. Once it sucks to begin with, I never want to go back to it. So, gummy ships are stupid. If you like that game because of gummy ships, if you message me, but gummy ships were actually okay and they got better. No, you're wrong.
Nobody likes it in the first game. Nobody likes it in the first game.
No one likes it.
I kind of really liked it in the second game.
For me, it's a battle of voice actors. I mean, David Hayter, Kiefer Sutherland totally, defeat Haley Joel Osment. so Solid Snake all the way.
There it is.
Right.
That's a sweep.
Solid Snake sweeps out the anime entry of the week.
Yeah, the tides have really turned on.
I don't know. I think you can make an argument that Solid Snake could be the anime entry of the week.
I can see where he's coming from.
All right, round 2. Samus versus Shell, Sonic versus Mega Man, Commander Shepard versus Joel, Laura versus Solid Snake. So,
some matchups.
Samus versus Shell.
Again, this is genuinely a difficult and interesting discussion to have, but because of who I am as a person, I'm required to vote Chell. Either one of these incredibly strong contenders, incredibly cool characters, vote however you like.
For the same reason as Greg voting for Chell, I have to vote for Samus.
It's 1-1.
Samus.
Oh, boy.
2-1.
Samus.
Yeah.
That knocks it up. I'll give one to Chell because I don't know how to make up my mind between those two.
Right, Samus knocks out Shell 3-2. Sonic versus Mega Man.
The Blue Bomber versus the Blue Blur.
This is John's dream date.
This was just a comic series.
This is the double date that Jesse and I go on.
Oh.
I like Sonic more, so I'm a Sonic.
He's got
vote.
attitude.
He can really move. He's got attitude. And
You actually voted against the robot entry, Greg.
Mega Man's, to me, barely a robot.
Don't start with me.
We've discussed it. He looks like a boy in tights.
But he's a robot.
He doesn't. He's a robot in the sense that, like,
he was a man.
No,
that would make him a cyborg.
That's X.
Well, there's variations then.
X was not a man either. What do you
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
I voted Sonic. It's
You're
locked
talking about
in.
Volnut. Volnut's the man.
Where are votes?
I don't know what a bowl nut is. So, Sonic vote for me. Come on.
2-0 right
You
now.
guys are fucking
Anybody?
killing me. I'm a Mega Man vote.
2-1.
I'm a Mega Man vote because
2-2.
robots are awesome.
John.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
There's no question.
I
on John
signed a
votes.
dark pact years ago,
You can't make this up to me.
and I have to vote for Sonic the Hedgehog. I have to.
Here's what would have been cool is Samus versus Mega Man because they both got cannon arm.
Well,
but-
next round is Sonic versus Samus, and they both
Yep.
turn into balls.
Sonic knocks out Mega Man 3-2. Commander Shepard versus Joel.
Oh,
Uh,
this is a doozy.
yeah,
See,
Okay.
this is hard.
Did Joel dance?
Sure.
we haven't
Yeah.
seen him
I
dance.
guarantee
You
you,
think Joel
Joel
danced?
was Jesse. Joel was very happy once.
We haven't seen Joel
He did
dance.
want to be a singer.
Here's the thing: Commander Shepard can't dance either, as far as I'm
Right,
concerned.
right.
But Joel gets like 3 beers in him, and he loosening up.
Especially in this post-apocalyptic world, one beer would probably get him like, woo.
That's true. Alcohol's a precious resource. You can use it to disinfect wounds. Ah, boy. So here's the problem, is that I like Joel more than Commander Shepard, but I like my Commander Shepard more than Joel, if that makes sense.
No, I get-
Sure, but
I
mean,
think I have to vote Joel because he's the better character.
I would agree with that. I love my female Shepherd so much. I'm gonna vote for Joel. I think The Last of Us is probably my favorite video game. Okay,
I
It's
will
pretty
say-
damn good.
you guys are not wrong about Joel being the better sort of character and stuff, but I do think it's important to take into account that like nothing else can really make a character like Commander Shepard than video games. Like,
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and here's the other thing that I wish I had considered before I voted. Joel's a shitty guy. Like,
Yeah.
well, no.
he ends up
I
he
don't
ends
think
up
it's shitty.
this is spoilers for anyone who listens. I'll try and talk around it, but he ends up committing a very selfish act in his own
Yes,
interest
but
that
that
screws
doesn't
over
make a-
everyone else.
That doesn't make a person altogether as a whole shitty. I think
I would
Joel-
say it's a
He's
shitty thing
what
to
he's
do,
Doing
certainly.
is not shitty.
Oh, I'd say what he's doing is absolutely shitty.
I think it's a little selfish, but I don't think it's shitty.
I think Joel is a flawed
Joel-
character, but he's
Whether
not
or
a shitty dude outright. Like,
Whether or not
And that makes-
you think he can be blamed for his actions is one thing, but I think absolutely he did a shitty thing.
Yeah. I think you could argue that. Well, he did a shitty thing in my book because he lies about it.
theoretically, Commander Shepard could also do many shitty things.
Yes, it is worth pointing out that, like, if we're talking like video game protagonist, I would like to play another game with Shepard in it. I don't really want to spend any more time with Joel.
Yeah, but I don't necessarily I don't want to spend any more time with like the characters in The Godfather, you know.
Right.
I don't think
yeah.
that's an indictment of this stuff. Like, I don't want more Ex Machina, but that's a great movie. It's really difficult. My vote's already locked in. I can't change mine. I need votes from everybody else. now.
Definitely a Joel vote.
Cullen is Joel. Jesse, CJ, John.
I'm a Joel vote also because, like Cullen, Last of Us is maybe my favorite video game that's not a Mario game.
There you go.
It's just a perfect
John, Jesse.
I know the votes are over, but man, this is still really tough.
Mm-hmm.
I need votes.
I
I'm going to
know.
be a Shepard vote.
I think I still have to go Joel.
There it is.
Hey, Joel knocks out Shepard 4-1.
Sorry, Shepard.
Laura
Right.
versus Snake.
So I feel like this is a matchup a lot of people want to see.
I don't know.
I like
Yeah.
both of these a lot.
Yeah,
Laura-
I would like to see them hang out, maybe.
Laura, to me,
Let's get that split game going.
man, you know what? I'm going to hurt some feelings here, and I'm really sorry about it. But Laura, to me, is not unique. She is an action hero. She's
Y'all
an
just hear
action
Jesse?
movie hero.
Jesse, I think that I get where you're coming from up to the reboot. In the reboot,
Yeah.
she absolutely is like pretty thoroughly
I don't
developed.
see it. I just don't. I don't know if I just haven't gotten to the part that everyone's talking about or what, but I just don't see it. That game
All of it?
was.
I mean, they give
It's-
her
it's
interesting
her-
relationships. They give her character motivations.
But
She
I don't
develops
care
over
about
the
those
span of
character
that game.
relationships, and she goes from getting the shit beat out of her to beating the shit out of other people. And that doesn't tell me anything about her other than she was a college student, and now she's a rough college student. It doesn't do anything for me. That's not interesting to me.
I'm voting Laura on the basis that I could probably listen to her talk without wanting to cut my own throat.
Oh, what?
Snake will just talk for hours and hours about what it means to exist on the battlefield. I don't care. That's why Metal Gear Solid 5 is the best one. It's because he doesn't talk.
You're wrong about that in many reasons. I
don't believe it.
I'm a Laura vote.
I'm a Snake vote.
Yeah, I'm a solid Snake vote. I respect immensely what they're doing with the new Tomb Raider games. The one that is out, the newest one, I really want to play when it comes out for PS4. Even though
do we know when that will be?
Super interested in the last one.
We don't have a date yet.
But Solid Snake rules.
CJ, where do you come down?
I'm gonna be a Lara vote because you get to see, like, in the reboot anyway, she goes from playing college student to badass, whereas Solid Snake just it doesn't really have a lot of development for me, so I'm a Lara vote.
Yeah, Snake is always just kind of a badass, which I really
think
like.
There's an argument to be made for what they put him through in 4.
Way more happening than whether or not a person is a badass or not.
No, I'm not saying that's a problem. Trust me, I like Metal Gear Solid.
I don't know where this whole thing where people have to like a good protagonist means they have to go from being one thing to an entirely different thing.
It doesn't have to be, but seeing a struggle does help. And Lara is awesome.
When you see one struggle, you see them all.
Jesse, here's the last thing I'll say on the subject. Boss is way cooler than Snake.
Yeah, but I mean that's sort of roped in the same group, considering Snake is a clone of Boss.
Well, that's all said and done and buried because Lara knocked Snake out 3-2. We're into the semifinals with Samus. Yes, you can. Samus Aran versus Sonic and Joel versus Lara Croft.
Weird finals. Did not expect this.
Samus Aran versus Sonic.
I'm gonna go Samus.
Greg almost said Sonic.
I almost did. You're right. I almost
leapt out of my chair.
She's part robot. She's cool. I want to hang out with her. I want to be her.
She's not part robot at all.
She has a robot suit.
You don't know that she's not part robot.
No, we do know that she doesn't have a robot.
Greg, she's not part robot.
Maybe not in the game that y'all are playing, but in my head, she's part robot. I'm a Samus vote.
Well, we can't. Head canons are not allowed here because in my head canon, Sonic the Hedgehog is the greatest hero of all time, and he's president of the United States.
Neither one of these have a head cannon. She has an arm cannon. Dummy.
Right. Thank you.
All right, Cullen, you got me.
I'm a Sonic the Hedgehog vote. I don't need to explain it to any of you people.
1-1.
I'm a Samus vote.
2-1. CJ, Cullen.
Don't tell me the bad games in Metroid are a huge knock against Metroid when Sonic has all those games.
Everybody agrees they haven't made a good Sonic game in years, save for like 3 that they have.
There's only one bad Metroid game, really.
Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a couple mediocres, but there's one bad one.
Yeah.
I'm a Samus vote because she's blown up planets, and
she has blown up planets.
Sonic's probably done something like that.
Samus has a Rainbow Beam. The end of the SNES Super Metroid is one of the best surprises I had when I was like 9 years old. It was great. Sonic vote.
Thank you, Cullen.
It is 3-2.
All right, Samus Aran knocks out Sonic 3-2, and no one mentioned that they were a ball.
Well, I mentioned it in the one before.
You didn't mention it in the argument. Joel versus Lara Croft.
Boy.
See, here's the thing. I was hoping that Nathan Drake and Lara Croft would cross paths at this point.
That's an easy Lara Croft for me.
Well, that would have been my ship. I'm shipping.
Sure, I get that.
But old Lara. I mean, the thing is, like, I like Ellie. And I really like Lara, and I think they're like, in a weird way, it's kind of a lot of the same kind of character traits that I like on both of them. Being able to take all the shit that has happened to them and then use it as like fuel to keep going. And
Cullen, you like accidentally offhandedly mentioned the idea of old Lara Croft.
Yes,
that sounds awesome to me.
Here's the thing: is I'm waiting because we're still going to get a bunch of young Lara because for a while, But
give me a late 40s Lara Croft who's just grizzled and out to
That's exactly I've wanted that since I finished that last one because I was like, I hope that when I finished that the reboot game, I was like, man, I would love to explore her character in 20 years, being like 38 years old, fucking trekking the whole world, doing Nathan Drake shit, but as Laura kicking the shit out of whatever. Like, I love those original games for the treasure hunting aspect, but I love the fact that Laura can now be rebooted into a modern character. And yeah.
This really sucks because I have no idea which way to vote.
I'm trying to think if I have anything to help solidify either one in your mind. Man, I don't know. I think, Joel is, I think, the only one. Well, okay. Joel's technically the only one on this list that we had that has only appeared in a single title.
Yeah.
Well,
I would doubt that he does show up in anymore, right?
Sure.
Yeah, and I think
flashback maybe, but that's it.
I do think that's a point in his credit. Like, not only did they get it right the first time, they got it so right that he made it this far on just one title alone.
Yeah.
Also, these are two straight up human ass characters.
Yeah, these are both like
Lara Croft is like, hey, how do we, that's a sign of like the changing times and like, hey, here's this old outdated concept of a character and we're going to completely turn it into something that people love and have respect for. Like, I don't think there's a wrong way to go here.
I'll say this, the best part of both of these games is getting to use a bow. Bows rule.
Yep.
I think, John, I think you're right. I'm going to go Lara Croft just because she's a really, really good metaphor for the changes in game development over time. But I agree. I don't think there's a wrong choice here. Either one of these moving on, I think is great. So I'm a Lara Croft vote.
I am a Joel vote. I mean, anything I have to say about Joel, I think I've kind of said, so.
Yeah, I think Joel's a better written character than Lara Croft, even in the reboot. So I'm a Joel vote.
2-1.
I agree with that. I'm a Joel vote because I'm a grizzled old man with a daughter as well.
I want Lara Croft to be an amazing, amazing character, but I don't think she's there yet.
I was really hoping for a ladies' finals. That's what I was going with. Laura for me.
There it is.
All right. Joel knocks out Lara Croft 3-2. We got the bronze matchup first, guys. Sonic versus Lara Croft.
I want to hear from John specifically. Which would you rather kiss, John?
Which I'd rather kiss Lara Croft. I'm not going to kiss an animal.
You kiss Desmond.
Okay, wait. What kind of kiss are you talking about? Because
I just said, which would you rather kiss?
I don't romantically kiss Desmond on the lips.
Yeah, when I said kiss in Sonic, I meant on the forehead.
Also, like, I wouldn't give Sonic any kind of kiss until, like, we had, like, I don't know where we stand. If we're, like...
So you're just going to force a kiss on Laura now?
No.
I think generally anytime we posit the who would you rather kiss question, we can assume that they're into being kissed.
Right, but that's because I always assumed we were talking romantically here. If you're talking like weird other kind of kissing, that needs very specific social boundaries laid out.
All right, I'm a Sonic vote.
I'm a
Sonic
vote. Laura vote.
2-1.
I'm a Lara vote.
2-2. Jesse, it's down to you.
Who's Jesse gonna hurt? Me or Cullen?
I'll tell you this: Sonic's more dunkable because he can turn into a ball.
I don't want this.
And he's in sewers all the time.
Sonic has
Laura
probably
can steal your jewels.
Sonic's probably got like some great date ideas, whereas Lara's like, I want to climb this cliff.
That does seem to be her primary interest.
Yeah.
Well, Sonic has definitely been on a SpaghettiOs can, so you can bring that.
We know he can cook.
Yeah.
I guess what bugs me about Lara Croft is that it's, as of right now, the idea of like, it just feels like a game. It's like, boy, this person who doesn't deserve all the shit sure is getting a lot of shit, huh? And it doesn't like
Jesse,
ring
people
anything
get shit though.
I mean, that's the same as Resident Evil 2. That's the same as Nathan Drake.
I guess the best argument, the best thing I could say for Lara Croft, at least I haven't played the new one yet.
Sonic didn't deserve to have his Uncle Chuck turn into a robot, Jesse.
I need a vote.
I mean, I guess it's a good Survivor story, but I don't know. I'm a Sonic vote.
Oh my God!
Right, there it is.
The last week on the show for me.
Look, I'm
glad. Sonic the Hedgehog. No, you get nothing.
I'm happy, but Laura should have won.
Sonic the Hedgehog knocks out Laura to take third place. Samus Aran versus Joel in the finals.
I find this is interesting because Samus, there's a character there, but there's not much character there. Versus Joel, where there's a whole lot of character there.
There's enough character there for me. I'm a Samus vote.
Again, we went through this earlier. John kind of swung. I almost voted for Joel in the last round over Laura because the way John put that we had one game with Joel. One game.
Yeah.
And we have so much that we could say about him, and it's almost a perfect game. And while I love a lot of the Metroid games, even the ones I really like, I know aren't the greatest games.
And I think truly a lot of what it comes down to is we want to be Samus. We want to be in that cool suit, jumping around, shooting out of our arms.
Well, here's what I'll say is I think that Samus, we play those games, you're right, because we want to be Samus. Again, I think that like most bracket finals, it comes down to two different dichotomies here. The whole game, we're just hanging out with Samus. Like, Samus is the only person we know in that series. Obviously, we get other character portraits and missions, and occasionally there's other stuff. But for the most part, you're clearing out a place as Samus. You are with her on this journey alone. Whereas Joel is entirely about how he reacts to other people. It's about Joel bringing his own baggage into the lives of other people and how that gets treated. So it comes down to where you stand on these sorts of things. What makes a better video game protagonist? Is it someone who actively is a part of this big plot and has these sort of emotional developments and things? Or is it someone you can be around? Is it someone you want to spend time with in the span of a video game? They're different philosophies, and right. I don't think there's a wrong way.
It's different versions of storytelling. Joel is a more traditional type of storytelling, and it's fucking top notch. It's some of the best storytelling ever in a video game. But Samus is sort of like that more traditional video game type.
Dan McKinney is going to hate this episode.
Yes, Dan McKinney hates most episodes of this.
Well, and when they've tried to add story to Samus in Other M, they screwed it up.
Yeah,
right. You can totally fuck up Samus's character. It's why I stand by the idea that like fleshing there's definitely character in her character. Like Fusion goes into some of her backstory and they do it in a way that doesn't like rub up against what she is.
You're exactly right. Fusion makes the best play for story.
Fusion is how you tell Fusion's how you tell Samus as a character. Bar none. Other M fucks it up because they gave it to a team that's used to more bullshit. But
I need votes.
I'm a
Samus Joel vote.
It is now 2-1 in favor of Samus.
I'm a Joel vote on my end.
I don't. Oh, no. I get it, but I just can't. I don't understand how you can discredit either one of these, but Joel's so good.
Because it's all the feels, right? Like you play through a Metroid, you don't really
you're
necessarily
excited
feel
because
anything.
You're finding something, you're moving along, you're advancing that character, but you don't get enough out of it. And again, John brought this up in the first round. We get actual talking from Joel. Yeah. Like we get actual vocalization and emotion from pouring from this man.
John, it's down to you.
Of all the sad bad dads out there, Joel's the best one.
It shouldn't surprise anyone. We've said what we needed to say. I'm a Joel vote.
Okay. All right, everybody. We chose the winner this week of Best Video Game Protagonist, and it is Joel from The Last of Us. Samus Aran is second place. Sonic the Hedgehog is in third, and Lara Croft is Dirty Toilet Water.
Oh.
I am disgusted.
It shouldn't have happened that way.
You shouldn't have gotten Lara that far, to be honest.
God,
ouch.
Jesse's being nasty about it.
Oh, boy. Awesome. Well, CJ, thank you so much for coming on this week.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was great.
Yeah. You got anything going on? I know you do.
Yeah, we got a lot of great games. Adult Swim Games are releasing something cool for iPhone this Thursday. Peter Panic. It's a musical in your pocket that has some WarioWare type mini games. It's pretty awesome.
Wario should have been on this list.
And my Twitter handle is SuperPAC, just like the political action committee thing, and nobody has decided to give me money for that Twitter handle, and I'm very disappointed.
And also, and you've got a podcast as well.
Oh yeah, I'm the host of the Player One podcast at playeronepodcast.com, and we talk about video games all the time.
Yeah,
every episode.
Now, what are video games?
I wish I knew. Wish I knew.
All right. Well, again, thank you for coming on this week, and you guys should follow, check him out, and as
That'll do it
always,
for us.
yeah, and as always, you can find us at bracketpodcast.com on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and Facebook. Yeah, you can find us at all of those at Bracketcast, and if you like, you subscribe to us on iTunes or whatever podcast client you do use. Please leave us reviews. I want to see a bunch of reviews because this other show has a lot more than us, and I'd like to see that. I'm not allowed to say their name.
Hey, everybody. Greg here. Sorry that I sound terrible. Allergy season, am I right? Plus, I just got my cat here. And also my chest is just 90% mucus. So now that I've mentioned all of that disgusting stuff and scared everybody away, Bracket is brought to you this week by Nick Driver, Andrew Kennedy, Keiko, Brandon, Jeff Criswell, Will Kusleka, Cobats, Eden Porter, Tom Nemsek, Zeppa Wharf, Stephen Politaruti, GX Barnett, Kayla Smith, Anarchy Marie, Lindsay, and Michael Zavala. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go take a bunch of Mucinex. A heads up, we have spent the past weeks really hard in the paint developing some t-shirts. I'm going to go ahead and announce it because I don't even think Cullen or anybody in the house listens to this. We are going to have a Bracket Anime 3-pack. We've missed some... Excuse me. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I know that's going to sound so gross. Greg, why don't you just edit it out? I don't know. I'm too tired, man. Come on, let me have this. Bracket Anime 3-pack. We're going to have 3 dumb Season of Anime shirts, which are so good. I've already worn one of them. It's terrific. I designed a shirt in this lineup. Not the anime lineup, but... Oh, no, yeah, I guess I did. Whatever, doesn't matter. We got a bunch of shirts coming out. Be very excited. Okay, I love you. I'm going to go take a whole bottle of NyQuil.
And remember, we do have a phone number, and we love listening to your messages.
I love calling phone numbers. If only I knew what numbers to press in. These buttons are so confusing.
Well, here's the number. It's 323-676-5265. Again, 323-676-5265. That'll give you the direct line to our voicemail, where we will play you a voicemails for everybody to hear at the end of the episode. So,
we should listen to some right now. What do you think?
I would love to.
Thinking about it.
All right. Then I'm just going to load one up. Okay, hold on. Let me put
I
on
hope
the
it's
tape.
a good one. I hope it's really good.
It's not. They're mostly Dan.
Please leave a message after the tone. When you are finished, you may hang up or press 1 for special options.
Hi, this is Greg's butt doctor. I just wanted to give a quick shout out and just let Greg know that his butt sores pills are ready to be picked up at any time at a local CVS. So if you could just swing on in. I know he's got a lot of pain down there, and it's probably from fucking up all the time. So you can just you can give me a call back or just swing on by. They're ready for you to pick up anytime. Again, that's your butt sore pills for Greg L. Mercer. So here's the thing. I think Adnan did it, right? Like at first, when it first ended, I was like, "There's no fucking way that dude did it." Like, clearly, this was biased against him. Clearly, Christina Gutierrez was a terrible lawyer. But like, now when I think back on it, like, that dude definitely killed that girl, right? And there is no way we should just like let him get out of prison, right? It's just something to think about, you know. Anyways, long time, first time.
Doing a professional radio show on the internet.